Hello, hello, hello. We're back. So earlier today, I was working on getting authentication into an app, a brand new Next app, using WorkOS AuthKit. And I didn't quite get to the end of it, and I felt sad about that before I had to do a meeting. So I'm going to continue on where we left off right now. So we have this error, and I'm not entirely sure what's causing it yet, but that's kind of where we landed. We created a user. Actually, we can see that inside of WorkOS. So in my staging environment, users, we have this new user, mijoch plus stream at gmail.com. It's fully active, so we were able to get signed in. However, when we were trying to log into the app, calling that callback that we set up, things failed. So we have this URL, so callback 3000, or sorry, localhost 3000 callback $code, and then we have a code that we were given from WorkOS. So this is kind of where we left things. So I want to see what the issue is that we need to fix. Where did we get to in the documentation here? So we've set our secrets and our callback URL, and let's see, our cookie password to seal the session, I think it's called. The Next.js library requires use a strong password to encrypt cookies. The password must be at least 32 characters long. You can generate a secure password by using the 1Password generator, which we did, or the OpenSSL library via the command line. Okay, so we'd already done that part of it. Let's see if this helps us out. So add AuthKit to your app. Let's integrate the hosted authentication flow into your app. Redirect users to AuthKit. First, we'll need to direct users to sign in, sign up using AuthKit before redirecting them back to your application. We'll do this by generating AuthKit. So I've actually sent people. We have that. Okay, I'm just repeating myself now. Validate the authentication flow. Navigate to the authentication endpoint we created and sign up for the account. You can then sign in with the newly created credentials and see the user listed in user section of the WorkOS dashboard. Okay, so we see this, but we have a problem with the URL. Interesting. Okay, so I don't think I've missed any steps here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so our callback endpoint. Where is that? Call routes. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Routes. Okay, so all that does is handle auth. So redirect the user after successful sign in. Okay, I think this is maybe where we went wrong, or where I went wrong. Okay, so we're going to use that. We'd saved that last time, so we're going to continue in. I probably need to get a code. Okay, so we're getting a 404, and that's because the page doesn't exist. Got it. Okay, so I think we're fine there. What I need to do is redirect. Okay, so we're going to go back again to our, nope, that's not what we want. That's the AuthKit page. So we're going to go to, where's our, let's see, localhost 3000 root. Our app's not running right now. Localhost helps when you spell things correctly. Okay, cool. So all we have here is this sign in button, which is all we've made. We're going to use our AuthKit there. Continue. We should not need to use that code again. We'll see. Okay, so we get that error. Let's see, no utility classes detected. Okay, get callback. Okay, so this is where we're getting that error. And I thought that maybe this would fix it. Return path. Changing that route, okay, so redirect the user to / after successful sign-in. The redirect can be customized. Okay, so this is exactly what we're doing. Foo, oh my gosh. But we didn't get redirected to foo, so that's curious. Okay, restart just in case. Go all the way back out to root. Okay, I think we need to actually kill our application here. Let's see, cookies. We don't have any cookies, it doesn't look like. Refresh. Yep, nothing. Local host, local storage, rather. Okay, let's just delete whatever we have. Session storage. Let's see what we got here. Doesn't look like anything. Okay, cookies, nothing. Okay. Callback. Okay, so here, sign in. User login. Okay, so we get an email. So we use the email, which gets us into the option to put our password in. I think that's because like if you have SSO, it would like kind of trigger an SSO provider, I guess. Still nothing. That's so weird. Okay, so we get a 404 on the callback page with our code. So what if we just do the callback page? We get nothing on the callback page as well. Okay, so this route, redirect the user to, okay, so I'm gonna Google this. Handle auth WorkOS. Handle auth, okay. Okay, WorkOS requires that you have a callback URL to redirect users back to after you've authenticated. In your Next.js, expose an API route. Okay. Oh, I think I put this in the wrong directory. Route handling, API routes. Let's see, route.js. Yeah, app API. There we go. Yeah, that's my problem. I put this directly in the app directory. Now, I thought I had copied the path correctly from the documentation. So I want to make sure that that's, let's see. Maybe I didn't. Next.js app auth callback route. So that's where I have it. I think it needs to be an API though, but maybe that's, let's see. We're in a tricky spot with Next where I don't know if this is like if this is app directory stuff or if it's page directory stuff. Okay. I'm gonna Google again. Next.js app directory API routes. Next.js API routes are defined in the app directory. Okay, to create an API route, you can create, okay, so provides a solution to build public APIs in Next.js. Any file inside of the folder pages API is mapped to /API. Okay, set preview. Okay, for example, now what about app directory? App router. Okay, good to know. If you're using the app router, you can use server components or route handlers instead of API routes. Okay, so route handlers, a app API. Okay, so I think this is where I went wrong. I think there needs to be and it appears that the documentation is also incorrect for app router. Yeah, app auth callback, which isn't correct. That needs to be new folder API, and we'll drag a auth into API. Okay, so now we have app API auth callback, and okay, so we don't get anything there, which is fine. Okay, sign in. Takes us to our page. We use our email address. That takes us to the second page where we can put our password, since we're username and password. Okay. Now, I think we have this path problem now. So this is saying to use app auth callback routes, but I don't think that's what we want. We actually want app API callback routes if we're using everything that we've gotten so far, because the callback is just at the callback route. Okay, so we're going to delete this. Can I delete the folder? Yeah, no. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's try it again. Okay. Localhost 3000. Sign in with our stream email address. Use our password. Okay. What do we have so far? Okay, so API, app directory, API. I'm gonna read this again. Okay. Route handlers are defined in route.js ts file. Okay, so we have that. We have a route.ts file inside of the app directory. Now, in their example, they have app/API/routes.ts. Okay, seems logical so far. Route handlers can be nested inside the app directory, similar to page.js and layout.js, but there cannot be a route.js file at the same root segment as a levels page.js. Okay, supported methods. Okay, all that's fine. App items, route handlers are cached by default when using get methods. Okay, app items, routes. App products, API routes. Okay, so they're nested. I see. So okay, so would it work if I did this? So callback is the route, and then API is the type, right? And so we actually want to move this into, so yes. So we have app directory for a router, and we have a callback route, and then we're creating a resource effectively, and that route is going to be this. This is leading me to believe that that's the correct order of things, but I'm so so perplexed by all this. I don't actually know for sure. Someone's screaming for sure. Boogie, API callback. Yes, thank you. Okay, cool. The URL is localhost. Port API. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I was able to figure it out on my own, but thank you for the thank you for commenting. Yes, this is all very new to me, so I'm glad that we got it worked out. Okay, so this should work now. It should work now, and I learned something new. So I think my previous experience, the last time I actually used Next was in a page router directory. I seriously used it. I played with the others before. And so I didn't realize that kind of like inversion where now we have API routes at every route, or API directories inside of every route, instead of just like a root API directory, which I actually like. It makes a lot more sense given the direction of things. Okay, cool. So let's go back to, man, I should really have this split out into another. There we go. Okay. Cross my fingers on this one. Oh, welcome back. Hey, it worked. Okay, and now we have our sign out button, which will okay, so I guess we got to fix that now. Okay. Callback. Whoa. That's in the .next one. Okay. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, so redirect. So did we, I don't think we did anything for sign out. Okay, let's get back and see if we need to do anything for sign out. Okay, so sign in URL, that's the code that we have. Add a callback. Yes, we've got that. We had a couple notes here. This URL is wrong, so we need to fix the URL there. My notes file. Yeah, so we got to fix this URL. Should be, or sorry, path should be, let's see, app callback. Thanks again, Boogie, for confirming that. API routes. Okay, so that's going to be for app directory. So I don't know if we need to have two of those there or not, but that is definitely an issue. So Next.js middleware is required to determine which routes require authentication. Okay, so we kind of did that already. Validate authentication workflow, navigate to the authentication endpoint we created to sign up. Okay, that is the point that we're at. Handle the user session. There are two ways to integrate session management into WorkOS. Okay, so we don't need to, let's see. I don't think we need to go that far into it, but let's see. So sign out. Okay, so sign out. So what is our problem here? So form server action await sign out, which we import from WorkOS Next. Okay. So if there's a user, not a user, we sign in, sign out. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, something went wrong. Localhost 3000. Okay, we are signed out, technically. Let's make sure that we don't have anything. It looks like it was stored in localhost. Okay, so let's sign in again, see what happens. Okay, continue. Password. Oh man, what happened? That's not right. What if I screwed something up by deleting that cached file? Man, this is an adventure. Beautiful. Yeah, thanks. Let's see. It should actually be API/callback, I think. Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate the help. Yeah, and the confirmation for sure. Okay, so let's see. Would you say API/callback? Okay. Maybe that's okay. App. Maybe I had it right before, and there was just like a brief moment of it working. I've restarted the server to see if it was just that accidentally deleting that cache file that screwed it up. But it looks like no. Okay, let's go back to our docs. Okay, similar to okay, so app products API route. I think we're right here. It's curious though why we're getting a 404. Callback. Four and 20 seconds. So way to just see that this is called. Man, really perplexed here. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so route resolution. You can consider a route the lowest level routing primitive. They do not participate in layouts or client. Okay, they cannot be a route.js file at the same route as a page.js file. Okay, so alternatively, I could do app callback page app page.js app route.js. Okay, so app API route.js. So confused by this. Each route.js or page.js file takes over HTTP. Okay. Now route, we're using route because we have like what, get and all that. Okay. Actually be API callback, I think. Okay, let's try it. This is hilarious, just moving this same folder around over and over and over again. API callback route. Okay, move. All right, save. So in like not confident, I'm just gonna reset this server between every move. I lied. I'm still here, baby. Let's see. Your folder structure is /callback API. So I think you have to update the URL to be Okay, callback API. Okay, yeah. So, but but in the documentation, what do we have? So we have, though, these routes are supposed to be, so there's a conflict if I put a page file and a route file in the same directory, right? And so the resolution for that seems to be to add an API route and use route.js. That seems to be what I understand from that. But it doesn't seem to be serving the way that I expect it to. Let's see if there's if this is any more clear on that. Like maybe the documentation and the README diverged. I don't see. Okay, callback route. Okay, this also says app auth callback route, which isn't correct. Unless maybe it's just the auth that's wrong. So maybe we don't need API at all. I mean, that's how it said to resolve it, but maybe we just, if we do callback and route, because there's no page, it'll just work. Good Lord. Good Lord help me. This is why I have never, ever developed Next apps. I find them so befuddling. Okay, let's try this again. Gaining my composure. I just want this to work. Okay, localhost. Make sure we don't have anything in application. Okay, local session. Okay, I don't see anything in here. Cookies, no. Okay, sign in. Use my email address. Put in our password. Hey! Oh, thank Lord. Whew. Okay. Now I feel like even though we don't have to add an API / to resolve the collision with the page, API should still work, right? Like I should still be able to put app callback API routes, and that should still work. Maybe it does, but it didn't. Like maybe it was an order of operations thing, and I screwed it up somewhere in the middle, and it totally would have. But God, if I know now, I'll look into it though. Okay, cool. So now, what does sign out do? Does it break? Yeah, error. Something went wrong. Couldn't sign in. Whoa, that's weird. Error. Something went wrong. Couldn't sign in. I'm not trying to sign in. If you're not sure what happened, please contact your organization admin. Well, that's me, and I have no clue what's happening. Let's look at our application. Do we still have anything? Okay, so we do have AJS user ID and AJS anonymous ID. Okay, so we do have things in here. So we have an application right now. So theoretically, if I go to localhost 3000, we should still see, no. Oh, that's them. Okay, localhost 3000, we don't have an application. Okay, good. Okay, signing in. Again, sign in works. What does our application look like when it's all signed in? Okay, so we have a cookie, WorkOS session, big session. Doesn't look like anything in localhost or session storage. So just the cookie, which is cool. Okay, so we got the cookie, WorkOS session right there. Okay, now let's look at the code for our homepage. Okay, so where we're at is we have this form with an action. Async function uses the server to await sign out. Now this is kind of all new territory for me. The problem seems to be so that'd be server, right? Action, server. Okay, so what does it say about? It doesn't say anything. All I get is this form. Type submit, sign out. Await sign out. So all I know is that this is attempting to happen on the server side of this application. Okay, so I was able to see all of that. Sign out. So what's the problem with sign out then? Theoretically, we shouldn't have any tab management is atrocious right now. Okay, WorkOS will redirect your URI if there is an issue generating the authorization URL. Read our API reference. Okay. Session. Okay, so let's look at. Not seeing anything. Sign out. Okay. Is sign out? Yeah, sign out is a function that we get from WorkOS Inc. AuthKit Next.js. So it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't, I don't think. I guess let's, in hope, continue on with this session thing and see what happens. So there are two ways to integrate session management in WorkOS using AuthKit and Next.js. Okay, so that's what we did. If you use AuthKit Next.js library, session management is handled for you. No further integration required. Okay, so we shouldn't have to worry about any of this. Finally, add the middleware to the route that should be accessible to logged in. Should only be accessible to logged in users. Okay, so what if we just change this? So on the server, we just console.log sign out. Okay, restarting the application just to make sure there's nothing fishy going on. Okay, so we still have a user through our WorkOS session right here. We're going to sign out. What does sign out do? Okay, so sign out should have run some type of request, I think. Yeah, form, localhost, server action. Let's see, post headers. Okay, bunch of stuff. Okay, sign out attempt. Okay, so the function is getting called. Good. What's wrong with the function? Let's look at our users real quick and make sure. Let's see, WorkOS users. What do we know about me right now? Okay, so WorkOS user stream. Okay, so details, email password, OAuth profile picture. We don't have one of those. Isn't a member of an organization. Okay, not worried about anything there so far. Okay, so what are my sessions? I have a number of sessions from today. I'm assuming that this is the one that I'm currently, my currently active session. Chromebook, ooh. IP address. Okay. So now I should be able to sign out, and then that would kill the session. Or it would make it inactive, I guess, theoretically. Okay, so let's turn this back on. I didn't have to turn it back off. I didn't have to turn it off, but I didn't know why I was failing, or that it was, didn't know that it was even getting to that point. I'm gonna go back to the network and hit sign out, and presumably we're gonna get a 404. Oh shoot, I missed it. Just right before something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong. Okay. Is that inactive now? Okay, so my session is inactive. So maybe you redirect. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so sign in callback. Yes. Your app homepage. Link to your app homepage. The AuthKit pages, emails, users receive, sign up page. Where to navigate the user on sign up. Okay. So maybe I need like a sign out URL. So what's the sign out protocol? This one just says, so link to the app homepage in the AuthKit pages and in the emails. That this is not particularly descriptive. I mean, emails make sense, but what are AuthKit pages? Sign up page, where to navigate the user for the sign up link. Okay, so that's already configured for me. User invitation page, where to navigate the users from the user invitation page. Sign out. We're just sign out. I'm gonna go with this. Just because it seems the most reasonable. Okay, let's run through auth again. Sign in, continue. We should see a new session at 5:31 now. If I go to users, find myself, I'm active. Okay, interesting that I had to refresh that. But nonetheless, the information is there. Okay, now I need to go out. And I want to sign out. Hey! Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Just gonna take a second and be happy that it all works. Okay, so summary. What was it what were some of the things that were challenging about this? Okay, so the callback route in the apps directory page, the URL that's provided is incorrect. The path to that file is incorrect. And then I had an issue with there's not a clear error on there's no like path into like what the problem is, and in this setup I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, let me make sure that session is inactive now. Okay, cool. I have all these random active sessions from the previous things that are, you know, not real. Okay, cool. So the problem is in my redirects. Is that totally clear that this is the sign out URL? So I don't know if that needs to be added there or not. But we're good. We're good, which is great. It's 5:30, and so I'm gonna call it a day. I was really just kind of going until I got this one done, and I'm happy to say that we got it done. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, I missed this earlier. What's the error? The error was unknown. It just said there was an error. Contact the administrator, and the administrator was me. But effectively, it just came down to the fact that WorkOS didn't know where to redirect to. So yeah, so that was the error. So. Ain't no party like a Next Auth party. Yep. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, cool. Those would all be helpful. Also, hello Sam. Good to see you. Yeah. CK San Diego. Yeah, San Diego. What's up? What's up? Cool. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it. Yeah. That's enough for today. I really just wanted to get it working, and kind of keep notes on how we could improve it. The Next Auth thing, and I learned something. I learned about API routes. So anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, see you. I'll probably do another one of these tomorrow. Maybe we'll do like MFA or try to log in with Google or see what happens there. All right, thanks for hanging. I'll see you later. Bye.